Well, Gaffer, it's finished in defeat today. A frustrating one. What's the atmosphere been like in the changing room after the game?
Well, obviously you can imagine it's quiet in there because the lads are forlorn. They're a bit desolate because they've lost the game against the team. I thought, the frustrating thing really is, Kyle, is that we went at Hornchurch last week with 10 of the 11 lads who played today played last week, and we reached a level against the team at the top of the division to match. And whilst we lost the game 2-0, it won the 2-0 game in my eyes. Today, despite losing the game, we've got into the situation again and again and again and made the wrong choices. It should have been 3 or 4-1 up by the time the second goal goes in. But again, choices and decision making are the biggest part of football when you're on the pitch. And we've got too many lads, I think, overthinking or a little bit worried. I think there's an issue playing here. And I don't know what that issue is, because it's always, for me, wherever you are, whatever club you're at, your home patch should be your fortress, right? And there seems a bit of a fear factor here. And I know the fans are right behind the team, and I know the fans get frustrated when we don't win, but we've got to stick together. At the end of the day, I don't know what the other results have been, I'm not bothered, but I know we've got 18 games and we've got to start eking out wins. We played far better last week, we lost 2-0, and had we won the game today 1-0, which was absolutely a possibility, I would have still said, well, we played much better last week and lost.
Well, then, looking at the rest of the season now, I know it's a brutal question, I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but is there a sort of an approach of a relegation battle now?
I think it's too early. I mean, look, the club's in the relegation zone, and we've been in there since I've been at the club near enough. So from that point of view, it's not a surprise that we're not winning a lot of football matches. What we need to do is get enough points. I don't subscribe to the massive game, 6-point, all of that lot. There's still 18 games, there's 54 points to play for, and we'll be trying to accrue as many as we can. One thing I will say is, since I've come to the club, certainly, we've accrued a far more greater amount of points away from home than we have at home. And I don't understand that. Like I said, I go back to what I just said. That would tell me there's some sort of thing subconsciously that isn't in our favour at all.
Well, looking ahead to Tuesday then, we go away from home up to Dagenham. Is there a part of you that is glad it's away from home?
Well, I love coming to Priory Lane, and I love, on a match day and what have you. And I just feel, I think that there's an air of pressure that seems to be released when we're away from home. I don't know why, like I said. But look, we're looking forward to the next game as quickly as we can. We've got to get that one out of our system. Like I said, it's probably as poorly in terms of on the ball that we've been for quite some weeks. Yet we still created, 3 one-on-one situations and another one where someone's wide of the goal, but if the pass is square, there's a tap-in. We should have scored 4 goals again, and that's the biggest frustration, because goals, what you do in both boxes wins and loses you the football matches. What happens in the middle is a lot of chaos. So, look, we'll dust ourselves down, I certainly will. I heard somebody say, Tommy, they're a little bit spineless as I come off. If I was a player and I'd heard that, I would have been more than disappointed, because that's something I don't associate myself with. I think I'm always ready to stand up to whatever challenge I've got in front of me, and me leading this group, we will not ever be described as spineless.
But this Dagenham game then, coming up so quick, we don't have much time to sort of analyse and go into it in that way. Is it a case of just getting the lads up for it and getting them riled up and excited?
I'd like to think that comes from within the group, because last week they were very much praised after the game despite the result, and I think rightly so. Obviously they lost the skipper, he's going to be out for as long as we know, near enough for the whole season then. So we've had to shuffle a little bit, but it's one position. So I don't understand the 10 lads who returned to play today have turned from a performance at that level last week to a performance way below what the standards they set. I'll be asking them, I'll be asking the experienced lads in the group to make sure that they set an example to the younger ones and get back on the horse as quick as we can.
Well, just finally then, we'll be looking to brush ourselves off and go again. I just wanted to ask, is there any message you have for the fans who might be feeling a bit discouraged?
Stick with us. Look, at the end of the day, I've been asked this loads of times at every club I've ever been at. The clue's in the title. They're supporters and they'll support this football club. While I'm here, while I'm gone, while the next man comes and he goes, this is the fans' club. I want the fans and I want us to unite with the fans. I feel there's a little disconnection in certain areas of the grounds, and I understand it. Then people like winning football matches. They're not bothered how you do it. They just want to win football matches. And I, more than anybody, want to win football matches. So stick with us. We need you. We need you to help us.